Good morning. I thought I would show you today a whole bunch of tweens that we might use in our animated dreams assignments. So, got Animate open, and I need to know what size my document needs to be. So, my banner needs to be 1,000 by 150. So we can go in here and go create new. And I want the width to be 1,000. I want the height to be 150. And I hit create. Alrighty, so here's my stage or my document that I'm going to work on. And below is my timeline. It's my toolbar over here on the left, menu bar at the right, properties, library panel over here on the right hand side. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a whole bunch of different tweens. The first one I'm going to show you is our basic text tween that we've done before. Okay, I grabbed my text tool, I typed in the word text. I come over here, I look for my alignment panel. Here's my alignment panel. I want to make sure that it's aligned to stage. Make sure the frame is selected. Then if I click the middle, it does this again. All right, so let's align it to stage and check middle. There we go. All right, sometimes you have to go back and click on the frame, click on the document, but you want to get it aligned in the middle. All right, then if I look up here in my document, modify document, tells me my frame rate is 30 frames per second. Also, I can change my stage color here. All right, so 30 frames per second. I want my text to stay static for 2 seconds. In other words, I want my audience to be able to read it. So I'm going to come out to frame 60. I'm going to select it by left clicking. Then I'm going to right click, insert a keyframe. So basically this is telling the computer for these 60 frames or 2 seconds, don't make any changes. Okay, then I'm going to slide over here a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to come out 30 more frames because that's 1 second. And now I'm going to insert a blank keyframe because I'm going to grab my text tool again. All right, grab my text tool again. I want to change the fill color to something else. And I'm going to type in the word tween. Whoops, you got to click there, bonehead. Text tool. All right, click there. Click back here. There we go. All right, there's what it's going to change to. And then I want to leave it for 2 seconds so that people can read it. So I'm going to come out to 180 and insert a blank keyframe. A blank keyframe is a stop sign, basically saying shut that off. All right, so I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to go Control B as in boy twice. Then I select this frame, Control B as in boy twice, right click, create my motion tween, cancel. Right click, create my shape tween. And then when you grab the cursor, you'll see that it does that. All right, so there's my text tween. In fact, I come back down here, type in text, so I know which tween it was. I can even lock it so that I can't change it. And I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to call it shape. All right, and I want my shape tween. We're going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to have my shape tween going the same time as my text tween. So I select frame 1 on my shape tween, grab my shape tool, And we'll draw a rectangle right here. Or a square. All right, so using the same timing, insert a keyframe. No changes there. Insert a blank keyframe. Grab a different shape tool. Change the fill color. There's my next shape, and I'm going to come down here and insert a blank keyframe at the same spot. There's my stop sign. And now I go back, and with this one, I shouldn't even have to break it down. I should be able to just go right click, create shape tween. Okay, there's my first two. I'm going to lock my shape tween layer, add a third layer, and we're going to do motion tween. Okay, I'm going to go back and select frame one. I'm going to grab my round tool again, or my, yeah, that's close enough. All right, so here's my motion tween. I started it right here at frame one. Should be at frame one. Yep, there we go. Okay. All right, I'm also going to grab my brush tool. I'm going to change the color to black. And I want to change the brush size. Let's try this, see if that works. No. There's my brush mode. Paint normal. Yeah, well. Let's try this tool instead. All right, so here's my motion tween. I'm going to do the same thing. Insert a keyframe. Now, I want this to move or change. Now I have to go up here to modify and convert it to a symbol. Click OK. It's got to be a movie clip. Click OK. All right. Then we're going to go down here. Or whoop, while we're there, we're going to go ahead and go right click, create classic tween. And go down here and insert a blank keyframe. And right near the end of the classic tween, I'm going to insert a keyframe. I'm going to move it over there. I also want it to be able to rotate. This part I have struggled to figure out. Let's do this. Oh, okay, that worked. Okay, so to get it to rotate, all I did was click on the keyframe at the end. I clicked the free transform tool, got my arrows, and then just rotated it around. I just hit enter to get it all started. All right, let's say I wanted to put the ball behind everything else. If I come over here in my layers menu, just drag that layer to the bottom. Go back to the beginning. Now it should go behind the text. And it did. Okay, when I'm done, I would go File, Save As, Irv, Tweens, Demo. And I would put it in the folder where I need it. It's going in my Animated Dreams folder, Irv, Tweens, Demo. I hit Save. Then I've got to go back and go File, Publish Settings. You can leave everything the way it is and just hit Publish. So what that will do is we'll save it as an SWF file. Right there, SWF. The SWF file is what you end up putting in your documents. So there you go. There's the basics of the first 3 tweens.